Hello, everybody, and welcome to another glorious episode of Unsealed and Revealed. Clapping. We're all clapping, right? Is everybody clapping? Okay, there. I was feeling a little bad about myself for not hearing those claps. I am your host, Jeff May, and with me I have, as always, our resident sixth scale enthusiast / expert and all-around cyberpunk to know, Guy Klender. Guy, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing great, and I am so excited for you to see this figure.
I am excited to see it too. This is one that I've been really looking forward to doing. And of course, we have our amazing, fantabulous, spectacular moderator, Cassidy, over there on the ones and twos. And she'll be taking all of your questions, comments, and concerns throughout all of our live channels. Cassidy, how are you?
I'm good. Can I be called Moderator Angel today?
Moderator Angel, it is. It's probably better than Battle Moderator.
Yeah,
I feel probably. Like that seems like a bit contentious. So our moderator Angel Cassidy is there. So throughout the course of this, if you have questions, comments, and concerns, and Cassidy thinks that Guy or myself can answer those questions, she will relay those to us. Now today we are looking at the Alita Sixth Scale from the Hot Toys movie masterpiece series. Now this is a piece that we have been chomping at the bit to get to do, so we are very, very excited. As you can see in the panel to my side, it is ready to go. Now as you can see, just like normal, Guy Klender is back in the studio and he's feeling great. Now, we are, of course, continuing to practice social distancing and being safe. And my man, Brett, is behind the camera. He's more than 6 feet away. He's wearing a mask, and nobody else is in studio with Guy. As always, we are doing our best to ensure the good health of ourselves and others. And we hope beyond all hopes that you are also doing the same. Now, beyond that, Guy, I think we all need you to crack this open.
All right, let's take a look at Alita Battle Angel. Take a look. The photo that we have on the front is a CG version there, and this is taken from one of the movie posters. There were a number of different ones, and this is from that, where she's got her blade on it. On the actual box itself, there is a texturing, and I'm going to put it on the turntable so we can catch the light with it, along with kind of a foiled technique on the blade and on her as well. So I'm going to move this on here.
So Guy, when you rock it, oh wow, look at that, yeah.
So there's that iridescent, and if we can get a close-up kind of in this area here, there we go. Kind of see that?
Now we can't see the texture, so if you tilt it back, we might be able to see that. If you try to tilt it, we might be able to get a little or back and forth, maybe.
For you.
Or
be able to see it.
I saw a little bit of it on the overhead cam when you were rocking it on the.
Let's see if we can. Well, let's put it back on overhead cam and see if we can catch it on there. But just amazing intricacy that's on there, and I love that foil look. They've also kind of done that foil in the purple lavender-esque colors down here. This is one of them that flips open. And on here, let's see, are we catching that angle? You're also seeing the foil of her hand. And it is technically a wraparound because her arm is coming down here and then bend. Or I'm sorry, no, that's not, that wouldn't be the same. I was gonna say, is that a wraparound? But you're getting the tech there.
Is that a magnetic
yes,
lid?
You've got a magnetic closure. All of your cast and crew. We're seeing our little Alita up there. And then the window box. Really, really great packaging. I'm going to set it back up on the turntable again to show. Because this really is
this piece
very intricate packaging.
I was going to say, this seems like a box that might end up on the display as well as the toy itself.
Well, when you look, okay. And I had said the whole wraparound, it's continuing as well. There you're getting that neat foil. So just the box itself does have some really neat design. But let's take out the figure and get into the fun there. Yeah, I've been waiting for this particular one because it is so different.
Yeah, it's funny when I because during the show and before the show, I get the specs on what this comes with, and I personally have a few questions that I can't wait to see looked into with this piece.
All right. So we have our top tray, which is going to have our figure, her additional hands, boots, the heart, her blade, and her additional outfit. Down here, you have a specialty tool, and that is to individually control the eyes. And we're going to get into that in a bit as well.
Yeah, that was going to be a big question for me, because I have in my sort of product description the interactive eyes aspect of it, and I am fascinated.
That's really neat. We haven't seen that done in quite some time, and it is just another level that brings so much to these figures. Then you have your lower tray, and this is going to have your base on there. And I'm just going to quickly open these pieces up so I can move them out of the way. This is quite solid base. I love the look of it here. Okay, it again has that metal foil with her Alita Battle Angel. Damaged city rubble that we see a number of times throughout. Cobblestone. We move up here, and you'll see you have a slot here, and you also have a little hole there that is for a rod that'll slide down in. And this will hold your dynamic stand, and we will position that a little bit later on. I'm just going to give it one turn of the
Now,
screw.
Guy, I have a question as you're doing that, because this is something I know we have a lot of viewers for this episode that have not joined us before. And so one of the things, there's a couple of fun things about Guy, and my big question is, Guy, did you watch the movie last night?
Oh, I did. I did. This is one I really enjoyed the film. A friend was the concept paint designer on this, so this is one that it was fun to see kind of the development, and then to get to go and see it theatrically like this. Then I love this interactive base. Slides in like so. Yes, I did watch the movie, and we are going to get as close to one of my favorite shots in the film in the posing part of today's show. But this is just another fun addition, kind of giving it that look there.
Yeah,
now,
that's a great base. That background to that base is something really unique and fun.
Yeah. Now, this is a clear plastic rod. It is not a dynamic stand, so it doesn't bend in that way, but it does kind of disappear behind there, and it does allow us to do a little bit with it, and we will utilize that in a little bit. So, but for the moment, I'm going to move it off to the side, pull over our figure, and discuss what's in the box. We have our blade, the heart, her multiple hands, the switch out boots, her outfit, and then the figure herself. Let's take figure out and set her up. What to me this is such a beautiful look, such an incredibly beautiful look,
and this is a very unique body. This is a body right here that we're seeing that they had to redo the entire thing.
Yes, this is an absolutely new body. Every joint, every connection, all of it is going to be brand new, and that's because of the way that you see the texture in that. And we're going to get quite a few close-ups to show off that look. This is when he gives her kind of the newer body, and it adapts, and this is the body that it creates for her figure. But you see, and also the paintwork on there, the different types of metals.
Yeah, the intricacy on this is really fantastic. Usually with the toy, it's an outfit around a body that we see the most intricacy of, but this is just so intense.
Yeah,
it has the level of detail that we see in some of those the Iron Man pieces that we've seen here. The amount of structural detail and paint detail that is really just cool.
It's really, really stunning. And with all of this new design, it's allowing us to do a lot of neat poses and such with it. Being given an extra outfit, this is the way I think this figure looks amazing, but it's wonderful to have the option of doing the other. So I want to first talk head to toe down about the figure. We're going to talk a little bit about the eye movement, and then some swap out stuff, and then we will talk about doing the outfit. Now I do want to talk about the importance, as always, of your instructions. And they've even added a little.
Favorite.
Yep, they've added a little supplemental. I love when they're doing these, when they're like, hey, you know what? We want to make sure you get that as well. And this is about the removal of the hair, which is when you're going to be changing any eye movements, and the importance of that. And we are going to be doing that. But again, the instructions on something like this, when everything is so new like this, is pretty darn important. So let's take a look at the head itself. Yeah. This is a traditional ball.
The other thing, Guy, one of the things I was going to add too is that I think this piece is a first timer piece. I think this is one of those pieces that a lot of people who have never purchased a Hot Toys before are purchasing. So this is definitely something that you're going to want to pay attention to, and even revisit this video. But definitely read those directions, because this is, you don't want to invest in something like this that you love so much and then, accidentally scuff it up in the wrong way. So
exactly.
Definitely read those.
So we have our traditional ball joint for the head, which allows us a lot of movement. Okay. I'm going to remove it because we're going to be discussing how to do some of the things. The neck joint here does not have any articulation. This is a solid piece. Okay. So this is not going to bend at all. All right.
Yeah.
Now, Jeff, we can either
continue.
Yes?
I was going to say it's curious because I think in the film that also maintains the same, that the movement is almost always in the head and the shoulders.
Right. Yeah. There's not a not a ton in the neck area. Now I can either jump and we can do the head features, or we can go down and talk about all of the design of the body and movement in that. What would you like to do?
Let's go to the design and movement first, and then we can go into the different features. Because I have a feeling we're going to be very feature heavy pretty quickly. So let's get into the body and such.
All right. So right up here in our shoulder area, we are going to have what we kind of often refer to as the butterfly, giving us a little bit more movement. And I'm going to spin it around so you can see how, as I said, every joint has been redone. You look that as that moves, more detail comes out when you do move it that way. Okay, all of that being new. Got our up arm as well. Now this can rotate fully around. Okay, you do want to be a little bit cautious about the parts that come up there as you're doing your movements, but it doesn't really get in the way, but it does allow for a lot of great movement. Now that we have it there, great angle, thank you. Always good on the camera. You'll see here the double bend, again, revealing more intricacy in the design. She was very gymnastic in the film, and we saw that, and that's what's great to see in the figure. So you do have a full roll of the arm all the way around. You've got the butterfly joint, traditional 1/6 hand joint, and then double jointed there on the arm. Okay, now let's talk about our next point of motion.
Wow, look at all that.
Look
at those old-timey stretches.
Old-timey stretch, very good range of motion on that. Okay, on both there.
Yeah, wow, that's great. Now, Guy, I'm going to take a minute to say that for those of you that are just joining us, we are taking a look at the Alita Battle Angel 6th Scale figure from the Hot Toys Movie Masterpieces collection. And Cassidy, how we doing there in the questions, comments, and concerns? We got anything that that Guy and I can answer?
Yes. So we have two questions. Sorry. So far from YouTube, Rami wants to know, how was the head sculpted? Was it scanned from the actor? I think he's just curious on how head sculpts in general with 6 scales from Hot Toys are made.
Oh, well, this is going to be guesses and speculations. On this one here, you had an actress that they had doing it. She was also rendered, in the CG. My feeling is that Hot Toys worked incredibly closely with the design group on that.
Either way, whoever the sculptors were really knocked it out.
Really
of the
knocked
park.
it out of the park.
Because I've seen a lot, I can't speak for Hot Toys, but I've seen a lot of the Sideshow sculptors and using references and photos and things like that to create a 3D model of something. And I can't fathom the amount of talent that it takes to be able to do that. They are so talented. What's the other one, Cass?
From Vladdy99, we had a question about how you remove the head so easily like that. He said in his experience, he's tried to pull it and it wasn't really budging. He didn't want to break it. So just a question about that.
This one for me removed relatively easily. I will say when you do that, when I go over the head sculpt itself, we'll talk a little bit more about that and maybe some tricks on making it a little easier for you on that one there.
Okay.
But great toward the back, as we see. The range of motion in this figure is really pretty extensive. Okay, that's our kind of our forward bend there, and don't know if you saw what will please our master poser here at Sideshow, that you got one heck of a trunk twist, one heck of a trunk twist on that there. Now here's the next one I want to talk about, and that's here in the hips. This joint here actually kind of has a rolling cover to the ball joint, which gives it a little bit more realistic look as it moves. So if I'm switching it out, I can kind of drop it down and move it. We've seen kind of things like that that'll cover, the moving flaps of one of the Iron Man figures or something like that, and that just kind of covers that. And they do rotate a little forward if I want to kind of close those.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at those feet.
Like I said,
yeah,
yes.
That's intense.
Yeah, incredibly gymnastic deal there. We're gonna go there. We also have, they will turn outward. Okay, more of our ballet positions. In fact, we can ballet the heck out of this.
Was that, now I heard some, was that ratcheted?
This is ratcheted. Thank you very much for picking up on that. Yes, and that because this character is so dynamic and posable and action-oriented, those ratchets are keeping those joints nice and snug.
Yeah, if you are going to go with such an acrobatic pose, you're definitely going to want to have that snugness to the to the joints. Yeah.
And then we're going to do our knee joint again, as we've talked about. That shows us a little bit more design when it's open. Roller on the foot. Now the foot does have the peg, and we'll talk about that because this is something that you can remove. It's not ball jointed, but it does have the forward backward motion. Since we have,
so the foot is, you said it's just forward back, because
yes,
it's on the peg.
Correct. So you have a forward back this way. Okay. You do have the peg that is inside that allows for the twisting, but then you also have,
that's just what I needed.
That there. The
toes.
toes.
Great, the toe point.
And speaking of that, this is really fun. Are you ready for it, Jeff? It is
tread watch.
It is a mechanical barefoot tread watch.
Look at that. A unique tread watch for a unique toy.
Exactly. Even the tread is a little different on that. But just a really neat design on this. I think it's incredible when she comes out in this incarnation in the film. Now, the next thing I want to show on the body itself is in the chest area, right here, you have the heart. Okay? Now, that's one of the accessories. There is a small magnet piece that removes that you didn't even see was there, did you, Jeff? Didn't even see that.
I didn't know it was there. No, I mean, I'm not like, I like the movie. I saw it in the theaters twice. But that being said, I wasn't that aware of the intricacies of the outfit.
You'll see there's the 3 little holes, and that will be for the heart. You have the 3 little prongs there that'll go into that. That's one of your accessories. We'll look at that later. But that tells us a little bit more about the intricacy of the design on that. Now let's take a look at the head. I'm going to set this on the turntable to get a close-up.
God, she looks just like her, huh?
Yeah, it's really neat. I like that they've gone with the sculpted hair on this. I think it was a very good choice to go with this, particularly with what we're going to be able to do with the changing of the eyes.
Yeah, I would think so. I think that has a lot to do with it. I feel like rooted hair wouldn't have been a good choice for this specific piece.
Correct.
I feel like the sculpted hair is an excellent choice.
Now, here is a little special tool that comes with this particular figure. And this is for moving the eyes. And we're going to do one of them so you can see how they work. This is also where your important extra instruction piece is. It talks about, in that instruction, about being careful about removing the hair in order to not damage the figure. And what you're going to do is actually kind of move the hair apart as you lift. Okay?
So you're giving it that birth.
Exactly. Like so. Now here's another neat thing to take a look at. When you see that sculpt, that they've done that hairline to it. So it does have that nice, soft, natural hair look when it's connected. Mm-hmm. You don't have that hard line. It blends very nicely. And that is magnetically attached.
Of course.
Here is the part you need to see that's different. In the back, those are the individual eyes. Okay? Each one on a roller. Mm-hmm. What you'll do is this will plug into one of the back of them, and then we can move them. I'm going to be doing this blind, so I'm not going to see exactly what our eye is doing, but
oh yeah, so they're basically rolling all over the.
Yep, they're the rolling
depending on
ball. So if I want to have,
I need you to point it. Yeah,
there we go.
Oh, that is so cool. That is something we have never
seen in
seen
quite some time. And these are individually done. Not that you're going to have one eye looking right and one eye looking left. However,
I mean, you
can do what you like once you have it. But it does allow us to just have little different looks.
That is such a unique thing, a smart thing by Hot Toys to do it with this piece, because it you know, if you were to do like a Captain America or something like that, you know, you'd be like, I feel like that seems like unnecessary. But for some reason with this piece, because of how important the eyes are to the piece, because of yeah, there it is. That's the movie.
Well, how often do you get the eye roll? You can now eye roll your figure.
But having the eyes themselves be posable is, I think, such a unique and cool thing that really does work for this specific piece.
Oh, it does. It does. It's just another little added element. I've tried to put them back pretty straight there, but as you can see, as I said, you do have the option of moving those around a little bit. Then when you go to put it back, you just move that out a little bit, and the magnet clips in. Okay? Now, There was a question earlier about it being easy for me to remove the head. Just give it a little hold here, a turn and a lift is how I'm able to remove it there. Yeah. If that's becoming problematic on this particular figure, if you have, I would remove the hair first. So I had her like so, then giving me a little bit better grip to remove. If you indeed have
the
that
other thing,
problem.
Well, the other thing I would add is that Guy has over 500 sixth scale figures. A lot of experience with these.
Yeah.
So be cautious, be tender with your pieces, but obviously, make them do what you want them to do.
Exactly. So let's talk about one of the next little switches, and it's one of your accessories and part of the outfit switch, and that is that you can switch out the feet. Okay, let's pull these out and show them off, along with all of our other accessories. We have her boots that we see.
Those are some good boots.
It's good boots. Beautiful sword.
Yeah, man, that blade is dope.
It is. The blade itself is a plastic. This is not a metal piece. However, it's kind of done in a two-tone, so we are picking up a reflective quality as well as kind of a matte quality, and then you have the etching inside of it on the blade itself. And I'm going to spin the hands around and show those off because you do have one hand specifically just for that.
Just for the blade?
Just for the blade. You have your splayed out
pretty standard
hands and her battle angel fists.
There it is.
Which is great.
Man, that just sounds anime, doesn't it? Battle Angel Fist.
Battle Angel Fist. There is the heart that we talked about, and that's a really neat option that we can do. And then let's take a look at the boots as well. These have been given some great texturing. That dirt that, of course, works wonderful with the base that we've seen. Okay, the little brass buckles and the laces with it. This boot is done in two parts. Now it does have a little foam on the inside that kind of keeps the shape of this. When you're not displaying it with these, I would leave those in. And there is the swap out peg when we go to switch these out. Okay, but what this also allows us to do is twice in an episode.
Tread watch.
Double tread watch. It's two
Look
in one.
at that. They weren't even ready for it.
They
there
weren't
it
even
is.
ready for that.
So it looks like we have some good weathering on the boots there.
Yep. They've continued that weathering from over on the side and heel all the way down onto the bottom of it as well, which is very, very cool. All right. So we'll work on that a little bit. And we'll now quickly, it is a softer rubber to put the hand for the blade, so you don't have to worry about stretching that out. There we go. I'm going to swap that one out. Do we have any questions, Cass, while I'm doing a little bit of...
Well, I was going to say, Guy, you beat me to it, because I'm about to say, for those of you who are just joining us, we are looking at the Alita Battle Angel 6th Scale figure from Hot Toys. And also, don't forget, if you like what you're seeing and you want to see more, make sure you subscribe and hit the notifications bell on our YouTube channel so you won't miss out on any of our content. We have loads of giveaways. We have events going on all the time. So follow us on our social channels like @CollectSideshow on Twitter and @Sideshow Collectibles on Instagram to keep an eye on those. Speaking of content, you've got to check out our original show, The Comics Haul, if you haven't already. Every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, our resident comic book nerds, Amy and Paul, get together to talk about their recent haul. The show is great for those of us who have been reading comics forever, or those of you that are just getting into them. You can catch them live on all of our social channels, just like Unsealed and Revealed. And the show is also available on Thursday each week in podcast form on Acast, Apple Podcasts, and Alexa Flash Briefing. Cassidy is going to drop a link right now for those places in case you want to catch up. I'm assuming she's done that like now. She did it like now. And then also don't forget my favorite show. I have tons of favorite shows. I don't know why, because it's my favorite show. One of my favorite shows, one of Guy and my favorite shows actually is Get Super with Josh E.T. And the new look has just launched last week with an in-depth interview with actor and stuntman Sala Baker. It's so good. The amount of Lord of the Rings stuff that he brought up is so cool. It's such a great episode. And an excellent and very fun workout in there as well. You can find that episode on Sideshow's YouTube channel. Cassidy will drop a link for that in the chats as well. And then that being said, Cassidy, I'm sure we've got you doing enough stuff, but if there are any questions, comments, or concerns, please deliver them to us.
Yes. So we do have a question from JJ Joe on YouTube, and he asked, is there any risk of, if you're moving the eyes too much, that they will eventually not stay in place?
I do not think so. They're in there pretty darn good. I'm not sure that you'll be moving it a ton. I think it's the kind of thing that you will do it when you do your poses, but it's not something that I fear that you move it around so much that it becomes loose and falls out. It's not that kind of design. We'll see.
Yeah, I doubt you're going to end up with.
If I can.
Well, I was going to say you're. Guy, I'm sorry, we keep stepping over each other. One of the things that I would say is that when you're not going to be constantly moving the eyes all the time. So, the odds of that happening are very, very slim.
Very well said, Jeff. That's what we're going for. So we take a look. You can see a little bit of that blade detail there, and I did do the up over the back of the shoulder that we see her do a few times in the film. She's just such a neat look, and I did want to throw her on the base here so you can kind of get an idea of what we got with her there. Cass, did you say there were any other questions on that?
Yes, there was a question. There was a request from Marco on Facebook who wanted to know if we could have another quick look at the base.
Yes. In fact, I'm going to set that there while I attempt to do a pose from the film. So the base has the little back thing there that attaches on. This could be removed if you just want to have the rubble, but you also have the wall. If you did not want to use the dynamic stand, also an option for you. So it gives you quite a bit of options. The nice part is not only is it kind of the gray here, but it's also on a raised base with the nameplate. So this is a really, really neat look on that. Okay, what I'm trying to do here is when she first gets her new outfit, she does these incredibly intense gymnastic things with it. And we're going to see if we can do a little something, just a little something.
Oh yeah. Wow, that's intense.
Okay. I mean, that's a fast one. You work to get your to get it screen accurate as you can. With this one here, that's about as far as I can go with the head, which is why I kind of cheated it to the viewer. But a neat idea.
And now, if you were Terry Smith doing a strike a pose, of course, this would be.
That's my salute to Terry right there. If he is watching, I hope you like that I was able to kind of pull that off. So.
Shout out to Terry Smith for being a master poser.
Yes. But all right. So that's one of the splayed hands that I used there and removed the one for the blade. Now there is another option for a look that you have, and that is her in the leather.
Okay.
I am going
now,
to...
I was going to say, anytime we do a costume change, it involves paying very close attention.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Jeff, I'm going to ask you, and we can also ask the audience. There is the option I talked about and showed you with the heart, where you pull that out. If that's something that people do want and need to see, it would be something we do now before changing the outfit. I will say that once you have the outfit, this is the kind of thing I think you'll leave on. You'll decide one way or the other.
Guy, why don't we do the heart real quick, just so we can get full coverage of everything that the toy can do? I would say the heart, that can't take more than, what, 3 minutes to get?
No, it's not going to take long at all.
Yeah.
I think we have.
So let's do that.
All right.
And then while Guy is setting that up, maybe as anybody here, if they're getting the piece, is that the plan, to have the heart as they're visible? Sound off in the chat. Let Cassidy know. Let Cassidy know.
Where did I just set the heart?
Use that. I'm just going to use that god-awful voice the whole time. Ladies and gentlemen, let Cassidy know if you're going to have the Alita heart visible. So Guy, you'll be going through the instructions. This is, again, very, very important. You're going to want to go through those instructions every single time, especially with a piece this intricate. As I said before, not only is this a lot of people's first Hot Toys piece, we're very aware of that. We here at Unsealed and Revealed are very aware that this is a first time buy for a lot of people. So not only with any Hot Toys piece or any sixth scale or any piece in general, you'd want to read those directions. But with this one, there's so many more extra intricacies to this piece that you're really going to want to make sure you read those directions, make sure you double, triple check, read and reread before you go at it.
Now, I kind of used the flat hand that I already had on there, but of course you do have a more traditional open hand that she comes with that you could use. But that is where you plug it in.
Like, hey, this is my heart.
Exactly. I mean, not many people get to do that. I don't personally know anybody that can do that, but
yeah, there's a lot. There would be a real Temple of Doom situation going on were that the case, and I'm gonna have to showing my heart.
Exactly. I'm gonna hold off. All right, now let's take a look here. What we're gonna talk about with our outfit. Okay, this is gonna be in your instructions. Very important. All right. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna remove the head, because I don't want the hair or any to be in the way. You will be taking the outfit and putting it over the arms, so I'm going to go with put back on kind of the relaxed palm versus something that is splayed out and would have a little bit more to snag on. Now, this is when you were going to also remove the feet. Okay, great. We have a wonderful overhead shot. As we've talked about here and on any of the shows that Terry does, that you want to hold close to your points of articulation when moving something out like that. Okay? So this is how you'll have the body. All right? Now here is our outfit. Okay? It's going to come with a small zipper on the back, and these stretch over. And this is where we're going to have to take our time. So we'll do. Yeah.
Now you said you referred to this as leather, and so I'm assuming we have it's the leather-like.
Correct.
That
yes.
We talked about, like,
Yes. Now we're going to go slow on this. I've not done this until right now with you, but I'm going to take the legs and move them inward to get them as tight as possible next to one another. Guide those in. You'll see on your instructions, again, it's kind of important. Make sure that you're putting your pants on the proper direction. I think we've known that a lot.
I mean, well, it's, that is something to sort of pay attention to, because, these are 6 scale pants for someone that would be small anyway. So it'd be easy to make that mistake. And yeah, like we said, you'll notice Guy is being very gingerly about this. He's being very cautious and very calm, not trying to rip those pants up real fast. It's not like me when I wake up late.
Correct. This is not Alita's not late for work.
No. Yeah, this is a nice take your time situation here. Now, Guy, I noticed you're using your hands on this, and I'd say that oftentimes we see, Guy, that you use tools to do these, but this would not be a situation where you would want to use a tool because you wouldn't want to tear the pants.
Correct. This is not one where I'm going to want to give it any more strain. Now, it was not incredibly difficult, but remember, you've got all of those points of articulation, back of the knees, up around the hip area where I am moving the pants. They do have a bit of stretch to them. Okay, I think I have them just about where they need to be. I'm going to kind of hover it without feet over here. See that they did stretch and hold on there. I pulled it all the way up so we have those pegs. Next up is going to be the boot. And we're going to just put the new peg in, like so. Now, another reason that I took the head off, there were twofold. First, I did that because I wanted to not get it snagged on the hair when I'm going to do her vest, but it also allows me to kind of use it to push my own body against it to have something when I was pulling the pants up or pushing against. So there we are with the pant.
There with a little pant.
There we go. Before we move on to the next cast, any questions on that?
So far,
Guy, would you wear a pair of pants like this?
You know, if I had that waistline, I would definitely wear those pants. I love the fact that this figure comes with this outfit. I think that there are plenty of different options. I just happen to love the internal design of the body so much. Now, you're going to have a small zipper on the back. Now, you could use tweezers, which is what I'm doing here, or get very close to it. Okay, when you're doing this, we've seen this on some of the others, and anytime you have these zippers, remember those are in 6th scale as well, so they are very tiny and they're going to be quite delicate.
Would you use a tool for this?
With this
or
one
would
here?
You not want?
I try and not have to if I don't need to. What I'm doing here is kind of pushing. See if we can. There we go. Oh, thank you. Is kind of pushing my finger onto the inside and using both my thumb and index finger to kind of push down on it. Okay, and staying close to the zipper. Okay. Again, slowly moving that. Then once it's open a little bit, I can actually come in from the other side. And it opens like so.
Great job, Guy.
Oh, thank you, Jeff. Appreciate you. I'm then going to take the arms, move them straight forward and as close to one another as I can.
Would you suggest taking the hands off?
You could. This is, I mean, I went with the, you know, why don't we do that? Just to...
well, I was going to say, it looked like they were going right through, so I don't know,
Yes.
if that's necessary.
They will go right through.
Okay, yeah, that was an unnecessary thing then.
That's all right.
When I asked it, but I just didn't know, 'cause I didn't know how wide the holes were for the sleeves.
Yep. Moving it back. Make sure that it goes into the end and holds. This is where it gets a little more delicate, where you're using both hands to kind of hold and move things. But it is a pliable fabric, so it's going all right. Again, just take your time with it. So prior to the film, was Alita a anime you were familiar with? Jeff?
I mean, my anime experience is primarily through like the classic stuff, and I never really had interaction with Alita as an anime, but I'm aware that it exists. I am culturally connected to the zeitgeist and know that it was a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
There we go.
Put that back on in a second.
Yeah, it looks like it's what was I going to say? Can you put a different hand on?
I'm going to swap out a...
Yeah, let's do a swap out for those hands.
Yeah. Give me just a moment here to pull out a peg and we'll work with it.
Go for
Let's
it.
see.
Cassidy, while he's doing that, how are we doing for questions, comments, and concerns?
We are pretty good on those. Although we do have someone on Facebook, Nick, who wanted to know if you stole Tom Hanks's voice.
Oh,
He
really?
just thinks you sound a lot like Tom Hanks.
Oh, God, I would love that.
That guy does?
Yeah, I just thought that was funny, and that's worth mentioning.
Well, I want to say thank you for that.
You know, what's funny is we went up to camera as I was taking a drink, and I immediately instinctively saw it on my screen and choked. I immediately choked when the camera went on me, so that's good. Officially licensed Spider-Man glass. It's totally okay. So we've got that going for us. But that being said, I know that we are really excited about this piece, and I know that the posability aspect of it and getting that outfit on. How many people in the chat are going to be posing it outfit on or outfit or like just the armor? Like
I'll ask that question.
Yeah,
have they been
now.
reacting?
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like they're watching, right? They can hear me.
Yeah, they can hear you. But we did have some answers about the heart question that you asked. We had some people who were saying that they would probably pose it like as an action pose with the heart, maybe not the typical heart pose. Or we had someone else who was saying, yeah, stuff like that. Maybe put the heart in the rubble in the base.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Look
at that. The clever use of accessories. I support that fully.
I agree.
Have there been any sort of armor versus non-armor or armor versus outfit people?
The World Will Roll Me on YouTube said outfit on.
All right, you're an outfit on.
Yeah, and then JJ Joe on YouTube said have to go just armor.
All right, have to go just armor. Okay. All right.
So it doesn't. It seems like there's going to be a mix of both then.
Probably.
Yeah, we're getting a good we're getting a good variety on YouTube right now with outfit on, armor.
Well, Jeff,
Guy, what's going on?
This is good that this is live and we can discuss this, but we've talked about make sure that you are delicate and gingerly. When I went to move our hand, I wasn't quite gentle enough, and I did. You'll want to make sure that you've got a second one. So I'm going to work on swapping those out.
Okay,
but
because it does come with swap out, right?
Yep, you do have additional pegs, so I just need to be more careful.
Okay. All right. Well, that is a good lesson for all of us watching, that even somebody like Guy, who is such an expert on these things and does work on them, I forced a question on him about getting the hands in there. The immediate reaction was to pull, and unfortunately the peg, it said it did break off in there, but luckily they send extras. How lucky is that? Good for us. So while Guy is working on that, I can say, because I mean, it's really just saying like, oh, the Alita looks great and everything like that. I can preload you on a couple of pieces of information. For the example, the Sideshow art prints Instagram right now is having a contest. And to celebrate Optimus Prime Day, which was this past Thursday, we're giving away the Optimus Prime More Than Meets the Eye framed fine art print by Darren Tan, which is officially sold out. This piece is amazing. I'm a big Optimus Prime fan. I got my PCS Collectibles Optimus Prime right up above me. And Cassidy, if you can drop the link to that contest right now, I would appreciate that. Also, I have an episode of Sideshow going up tomorrow around 9 a.m. Pacific. My guest is going to be Tom Krajewski. He is an animation and comics writer, and his book, DC's Primer, immediately sold out. It was a huge, massive success. and we talk a lot about sort of the transition between animation and comics. It's a lot of fun, a really good episode with a really good dude who actually auditioned to be Robin for Batman Forever, which was a pretty cool sidetrack on that. So you're going to want to listen to that as well. We have a lot of really, really cool stuff to offer. So you're going to want to make sure you check out the Comics Hall as well as Get Super, because there's so many talented people here at Sideshow that are putting these things out. I can hear you working on that thing, Guy, and I'm so happy. But I think this is one of those things where it is important that we talk about how we handle our pieces with care and delicacy. And I am so sorry that I asked you to take those hands off to put the vest on. That is 100% on me. Cassidy, how you doing over there?
Good. We actually had a question from Nendis Cole on YouTube that I think Guy might like. He asked, are there in the manual some ideas for recommended poses, like the instructions?
Poses? No. In fact, what I would suggest for that is make sure you watch the film. That's what I did. It was watch the film to kind of do a few of these, particularly kind of how she balances on one foot and things like that. That was where I got some of those. But I think the best part is because it has so many options that it can do. It really is your imagination. But as far as instruction manual telling you anything like that, no. However, if you do go on to the order site, you will see that there are some photographs that they've done in different
Look at that.
style.
So look at that, Guy. It looks like she's feeling a little bit better right now.
A little bit better. I'm trying to do the fist on there at the moment, but yeah, I'm going to spend a little more time with her this afternoon, working on these.
Perfect.
She's triumphant. Oh, and I dropped her.
Yeah. Great. That's great. That's good. Good job on all of this. So let's take a look. Let's see that. Let's see me. That works for me. Okay. This is my library. That's pretty exciting, right? I'm gonna get some manga here. I'm gonna pick up some Battle Alita Battle Angel manga. Put it back here. It'll look real good.
Yeah.
So how we doing on that pose, Guy? How's that look?
Well, how we got that there? I'm gonna have to spend a little more time on her.
Okay.
Later, but here we go. She's pretty darn incredible with what you can do there.
Mm-hmm. She really does look great. I love the eye movement as well.
Yeah, the eye movement has some incredible life to her.
Yeah. It really is really rad. Now, Cassidy, I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to say the chat. How we doing in there?
We're doing pretty good. I feel like we have covered pretty much every question on there. We did have one question on YouTube. Vladdy99 just wanted to know the spare peg. Is it easy to fit on there, or it looks like you just need to be careful with it, though, right?
Yes, your spare pegs. What they do with the hands are like this. They're going to have the larger that'll go into the arm, and the smaller end to go into the hand. So I'll show you with one on a hand how you plug that in. And then that end will go into...
Yeah. It's one of those things, too, where for those of you at home that will be working with this piece, you will not be doing it backwards and not looking directly like Guy did. So there is also that. And of course, goofs do happen, and they always are going to happen live because that's just how things are going to be here.
That's
but Guy, you are a master of this, and I am so lucky we did this. Of course, this is the first time we've been doing this for what, a year and a half now.
Yeah.
And then we made that oops. So sorry to those of you. that are watching that wanted to see us do more with that hand. Guy will reattach that, and I'm sure you can check out Guy's Instagram, and he'll post a photo of
There we
it,
go. Yes.
nice and repaired. Yeah.
But
So
thanks for
that
letting me
being
play.
said, I feel like we are. What's that, Guy?
I said thank you.
Well, thank you. You're a gosh darn delight. And like I said, this is a good example of making sure that we all pay close attention to our instructions, and we handle these with care. And poor Guy, I threw a question at him. He wasn't looking at the piece, and these things happen. So that being said, this is a fantastic piece, and it is available, and I believe it is shipping soon. And Cassidy can drop the link to that in the chat right about now. Is it now? Do it now. And I'm going to say thank you all. Thank you, Guy, by the way. Thank you, Cassidy. Both of you. You are fantastic. Thank you all so much for joining us, and you have been an absolutely amazing audience. Now, if you're interested in any of our giveaways, make sure you check out that Art Prints Instagram, Sideshow Art Prints Instagram. Win that Optimus Prime framed print by Darren Tan, which is sold out. Cassidy has dropped the link. She'll do that again. And thank you all for hanging out with us. We're going to see you next Monday, the 28th at 10 a.m. Pacific for another episode of Unsealed and Revealed. I have been Jeff May. Thank you all for watching. And of course, don't forget to let your geek side show. Bye.